What's going on, guys? I lost Pat. Back go. There's Pat. There he is. All right, guys. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. Finally back. It's been a long time. This is episode 76 now. I think the last time we aired was for the Game Awards that we usually do every year. And today we're going to be talking about the Xbox and Nintendo Showcase. So we're excited to be back. Patrick, how the hell are you?
It's great to be back, man. Dan and I have been talking about this for quite a little while on bringing it back. We were just trying to figure out a day that we could bring it back, and so we decided on today. So very excited to bring this back and welcome back. We're here. We're here to talk about Nintendo,
Yes.
Xbox, really strong showcases. So I'm very excited
It's
to talk
probably,
about games again. Talk about games
yeah.
because there really hasn't been
It's
that many games that has come out this year, but yeah, it's good to be talking about upcoming titles and things to look forward to after pretty much just been kind of a quiet start to 2024.
Yeah, and this actually being Xbox's probably strongest showcase in a long time. So
Yes, I agree. Yeah,
we got a lot of stuff that came up. So I'm super excited to talk about some of the stuff we saw.
I 100% agree with you there. I have not been this impressed with an Xbox showcase in I want to say maybe 7 years. Maybe 2017 might have been the last one that I was wowed, but this one was really insane. A lot of gameplay, some trailers for some new things for not only just this year, but for 2025, and of course, with Game Pass and everything like that. Just again, a lot to look forward to. Nintendo also had a strong showing of things that are going to be coming out in 2024. I know some people are still like waiting in the wings for them to announce a Switch 2, but it looks like that Nintendo is really gonna it's just wait. It's just a waiting game. I don't think they're ready for a new system just yet, it seems.
I don't think they need to, man. But the Switch is doing so well, they don't need it. And I think what the OLED version came out 2, 3 years ago.
Yeah, the OLED version also still fairly new, like 3 years as well. It hasn't been that long since still. So we could start with Nintendo because Xbox, obviously, I would say had a little bit of a stronger showing. So we definitely can start with Nintendo and kind of go from there. So one of the big announcements for me, I'm not a huge fighting game fan, but Marvel versus Capcom collection. This is also going to be on PS4, by the way, as well. So it's a Switch and PS4, kind of a head scratcher why it's not on PS5, but it's backwards compatible anyway, so whatever, no big deal. But I'm excited for these games. I mean, if you are in the retro game market, you know that these games are hella expensive to get on disc. So to get all 7 games, X-Men, Children of Adam, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Capcom, Marvel versus Capcom 2, and again for my retro game collectors, Marvel versus Capcom 2 I think is like super ridiculously priced on the market. And then also we get the Punisher, which is a classic beat 'em up. Dan, I don't know how you feel about this. I'm just going to go on and really say that I was super surprised by this announcement. I was something I was not expecting. Again, Marvel vs. Capcom, these are the classics right here. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, probably one of the best fighting games of all time. Again, very expensive game to get on disc on PS2, OG Xbox, whatever, Dreamcast for Marvel vs. Capcom. So to get these games, I'm very excited. I don't know what the price tag's going to be, but I mean it's going to be an affordable price. But I'm excited about this. What about you? How do you feel about it?
Oh man, I didn't really get to watch the Nintendo, but I read the gist of everything, and I think one of the biggest things I'm excited for is the trailer I put up, and that's Super Mario Party Jamboree. I know we gotta get the band back together on that and start kicking out some Mario Party fun again.
Mario Party, I'm super excited for too. Again, what they did a really good job with this last one, Mario Party, because it brought all the classic maps that we liked from the N64, GameCube, and it played exactly how we played it when we were kids. It was very competitive. A lot of the later entries of Mario Party got very like hand holding, I would say. It really wasn't that competitive compared to what it used to be. So the last one that came out definitely was much more competitive. And I'm very happy to see this too. I'm very interested because it's up to 20 players. So just
Yeah.
curious of how it's going to be. Again, the last one I really enjoyed, so I do hope that continues, and I'm also very excited for this new entry as well. It's going to have some classic maps, like we're seeing right here in the trailer, Mario Party from Mario Party 1, Mario Party 2. Hopefully, and also I think they talked about having mini games as well, that from the classics as well. So, real looking forward to it. I love Mario Party, and I'm happy to see it, back to being competitive like it once was.
Yeah, I know Brian's been bothering me to play some Switch, so I gotta get Brian Diego and a couple of basement fellow basements to play with us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down. I'm back on my Switch myself. I actually fired up Animal Crossing again. I've been, building houses and placing furniture for the villagers. So
I've been thinking about playing Animal Crossing again. It's been so long.
yeah, it's been the last time I played, my villagers called me out. Haven't played Animal Crossing in a year and 4 months, so they actually kept track of it. So very excited for it, and also Nintendo, even though it's another port, Donkey Kong,
Yes,
which I liked it. I liked it on the Wii. Very difficult game,
it's a fun
but
game.
it's
Fun game.
it's a fun game. But I am hoping at some point we can get a new Donkey Kong game. And then again, for those who didn't have a 3DS, another port game is Luigi's Mansion 2. Will also be on the Switch. That's being ported. That was originally a 3DS title. Now it's going to be on the Switch. If only maybe one day we can get GameCube games on the Switch, that'll be huge. So,
I love some GameCube games on there. And
well,
I know Pat, you've been talking about picking up Stray on Switch.
the cat game.
Yeah,
I mean, I heard it's a good game. I haven't played it, but I heard it's a good game. But yes, Stray is going to be coming over from the Switch as well. Also, there are. I didn't even see this. There's a new crewmate and imposters. Even though when we play Among Us, we don't really use any of the other stuff. But if anyone's an Ace Attorney fan, I dabble with the series a little bit. I think it's pretty good. There's an investigations collection coming out as well in September. Again, I think they're pretty underrated games. I kind of like those. It's you play as a lawyer, stuff like that. It's pretty cool. You try to get evidence and things like that. So anyone an Ace Attorney fan, that's what's coming out. And then also one other thing on the Switch that again I felt that was a big announcement. Also is we talked about games being ported over. Perfect Dark and Turok are going to be on the Nintendo 64 portion of the online. That's going to be there. And then the Game Boy Advance, Zelda Four Swords, and Metroid Zero Mission. So, what do you think about that? Adding those games to the online, the Switch Online.
oh yeah, that's I didn't even know they were coming. So I like that. Perfect. That was both of them were actually pretty good games. So I know a lot of people are looking forward to Perfect Dark for sure, especially after seeing some news on that Xbox showcase. So I'm super excited to be able to play
Oh
them.
yeah, and we'll definitely get to Perfect Dark. I mean, that trailer, that gameplay trailer was insane. And then I can't leave this out because I don't want the Zelda fans to yell at us for not mentioning this. But we have Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom, and Zelda. You get to play as Zelda for the very first time after all these years. You
Oh yeah,
finally play as Zelda. So Zelda fans, rejoice! You're not playing as Link anymore. You'll be playing as Zelda. So shout out to that. And then, of course, the long-awaited Metroid Prime 4. You got gameplay. It's been 7 years. I didn't realize it's been that long since they first announced it. And people can expect that in 2025. And then the other big announcement, of course, Mario and Luigi Brothership is also going to be coming to Nintendo Switch. So if you kind of like an RPG-style Mario, turn-based combat and things like that. So there you go.
yeah, exciting stuff. I mean, I didn't watch the showcase, so I'm not sure about everything. I only read the gist and watched some of the trailers, but I'm super excited for Mario Party. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
And
strong.
and
Again, Nintendo definitely had a strong showing. Also for NES, for the NES Classics as well, they're going to be adding the Nintendo World Championships. Story behind that, if you were around during that time, I was not born during that time, but they came out with the Nintendo World Championships where I believe if you actually, there was a couple different cartridges you can get, and you could actually win a prize if you finished or something like that, but that's also coming to the Switch as well. The Nintendo World Championships are set to launch July 18th. And also, it features over 150 speedrunning challenges as well. So, for the speedrunners out there, definitely, good luck to you guys, and maybe you could break some records. And if anyone is wondering about when is Zelda, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom, where you play as Zelda in a Legend of Zelda game, September 26th, 2024. So this year, that launches a Metroid Prime 4, right around a 2025 release window. Then Mario and Luigi Brothership, which we briefly talked about, November 7th, 2024. So a nice little holiday gift. Donkey Kong Returns HD doesn't have. Oh, there it is. January 16th, 2025. The game that Dan and I also talked about, we're excited for, Super Mario Party Jamboree, October 17th, 2024. And what we talked about, a Koopathon mode supports over 20 players, Dan. And there's also 2 boards from the previous games, features 5 new boards, and over 110 mini games.
I love that.
Yeah, the Nintendo Championships, I was not born yet. There's no release window for the Marvel vs. Capcom fighting game collection right now, but it is said to be slated in 2024. And then, of course, the N64, Perfect Dark, and Turok are, if you have the Switch Online plus the expansion pack, that should be coming very soon, as well as the Game Boy Advance, Zelda, A Link to the Past with the 4 Swords, and Metroid Zero Mission. And Nintendo Switch Sports adding basketball. I need to get that.
Oh, Nintendo can play. It's cool.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't have that yet.
You can play basketball with each other.
Yeah, that would be good. Get good at exercise. The Wii Sports definitely was some good exercise. But yeah, I mean that's really as far as we talked about Luigi's Mansion HD. Actually, yeah, June 27th. So a couple more days on this podcast. It's June 24th. So maybe by the time it's released, that'll be out. And then what else do we really talk about? There's a couple other announcements as well, like Looney Tunes. A Looney Tunes game is coming out. Wacky World of Sports. The only problem with that is it's from the publishers that came out with that really bad Walking Dead game. Dan, I don't know if you remember, and that shitty game too. Yeah, those are the same publishers that are publishing that Looney Tunes game. So, yeah, I
want to hold off on that one.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, those are the announcements for the Switch. I thought it was a strong showing. Very strong showing.
Sounds like a good show. Yeah, I mean, if we're good with Nintendo, I mean, we could go on to Xbox.
Yeah, let's go on to Xbox, and like we said at the top at the beginning, I mean, this has definitely been one of the strongest showings from Xbox in a very, very long time. Like it's been, like I said, for me, it's been since 2017, since the last time I was like, wow, that was actually a good showcase.
Yeah, I mean, do you just want to start with Call of Duty right out of the gate?
I mean, you're more of a Call of Duty fan than I am. I'm not gonna lie, though, to see the zombies go back to old school zombies is enticing, and the fact
round-based.
Then the fact that this is going to be most likely released on Game Pass, doesn't hurt to try it. So
Day Pass.
We could talk about COD for sure.
Yeah, all around. I know I was watching it with Brian and somebody else, and it looks pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. The only thing different between this and the other Call of Duty is I think they talked about new movement. So we're gonna, be experiencing some new movement in Call of Duty. I mean, which it seems to be happening pretty often. All these new Call of Duties have been having new movement. So I'm still excited. The maps look good. The gameplay looks good. I'm super excited about the zombies. Like, the zombies are my one on the list for sure. The only thing
Yeah,
I'm sad that they're not bringing back is I really want Clan Wars from Ghost.
yeah, that's been a feature I think people have been asking for a very long time. I mean, I'll said it, like I said, Call of Duty, the series has kind of fell way off for me. With the back and forth going to future to modern and back to the past. I think the last one you and I played religiously was the last World War II one.
Yeah.
That was the last one we really played, and then of course, Warzone. I gave a shot. I thought Warzone was fun for a little while. I didn't try the new Warzone, but like I said, it's going to be day one Game Pass. They're bringing back zombies to how it used to be and how it used to play. So I'd be fine with that, playing zombies. Again, it's on Game Pass. Why am I gonna, you know,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
not at least give it a
excited.
try?
You
Not
know,
not at least give it a try.
they're bringing back a lot of the classic features that we wanted back. So I'm excited about it. I think, yeah, for sure, Clan Wars is what a lot of people want, and a lot of people want emblem customizations again. Well,
Yeah,
I don't think that's gonna happen.
no, the days of those customizations are long gone because obviously we know why, what people will put on them. So emblem customizations definitely,
I think that
yeah.
for this Call of Duty, the only thing we're gonna have to get used to is the new movement they're introducing. But other than that, I'll be on there October 25th, day one Game Pass.
Yeah, and that's not only it, what they announced. I mean, again, Xbox announced some really good games, and we'll talk about Perfect Dark. We were kind of wondering when we're gonna get something with Perfect Dark because they announced it, and then it kind of just went dark. No pun intended, but it pretty much just kind of just we didn't hear about it for a while, and then there was word that it was going to get canceled, and obviously fans have been wanting a new Perfect Dark game after they were very disappointed with the last entry, which came out all the way back in 2005. With the launch of the 360. But man, that gameplay looked absolutely insane. It's great to see Joanna Dark back. Perfect Dark to me is a game that everyone talks about GoldenEye. Everyone talks about GoldenEye and N64, but a game that really, I think, was kind of like not talked about as much as GoldenEye was is Perfect Dark. And I think that, we should give Perfect Dark its flowers because to me, I felt like it was a little bit of a better shooter than GoldenEye, but everyone loves GoldenEye.
Yeah, I don't know, man. GoldenEye has had a special place in my heart, just like many other people.
Yeah. So I'm excited for Perfect Dark. Gameplay, as we have the video up here for people watching us on Twitch. If you want to, again, really quickly watch us live in our mom's basement. For those that are listening to the recorded episode, in our mom's basement on all platforms. If you want to catch us on Twitch to watch the live episode, we have videos up of gameplay and things like that. But yeah, I'm ready for Perfect Dark, man. After not knowing what the hell was going on, and hopefully, I don't know if it doesn't look, who knows if it'll be this year. I would love it to be this year, but just based on the gameplay and everything, maybe we're looking at 2025, possibly.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Next year, 100%. But I will say, Perfect Dark was definitely a surprise draw. I don't think anyone was really expecting that to happen. And from the trailers, what we saw, the game looks so good.
Yeah, and the main thing is, and what people are saying as well, and I agree with them, is we just want good games again. We want games to come out. We want them to be finished. We don't want games crashing or it's unfinished and it's filled with loot boxes. It's a live service game. Suicide Squad. My God, we talked about it on past podcasts how excited we were for that game and what a stinker it was. But yeah, we just want games to come out and be finished. And again, good news with Perfect Dark is it's going to be day one Game Pass as well.
Yeah, really excited about that. So we'll look forward to that. Probably say next year, probably end of next year. I would probably guess on that. Let's see, I mean, we could get into the next thing, which a game that I'm excited for is State of Decay 3.
State of Decay 3, another game that kind of went quiet, right? I forget what year it was. Like the third one was announced. It definitely was announced a couple years ago, and it kind of just went quiet, right? We didn't really hear too much about it for a while. And I like State of Decay. You know, unfortunately, State of Decay 2 had a really, really rough launch, right? Like the glitches were bad. People's save files were getting ruined. People were losing weapons. You know, it was unplayable, unfortunately, until they finally fixed it where it was playable. And then, you know, it was kind of too little too late. But then the DLC came back, brought players back. I'm excited for this one because we're getting zombie animals. I don't know if you remember from the first official launch, there was a zombie deer. So I'm actually very excited to see how that's going to play out. And again, this is a really good zombie survival game. I like this, that you know, find people. It's permadeath, right? Like that was always a really cool feature. It's permadeath, and just recruiting people, building up, you know, these compounds and going out on missions and grabbing supplies. I always thought it was a lot of fun, and there was different monsters, different zombies, and again, it looks like we're gonna get animals infected in this one. So, you know, I'm excited. I just hope it doesn't have the rough launch as State of Decay 2 had. It was bad, really, really bad.
Yeah. Also, after seeing this trailer, I actually ended up reinstalling State of Decay 2 because I'm pretty close to finishing it. So now, like, seeing this is I kind of have to finish the game, and the game looks fucking incredible. And top of that, we're looking at a next year release probably as well. No official release date on that. I'm super
Yeah,
excited.
I would
And
believe so too. I would say, yeah, probably next year. It's what it's looking like.
and to bring up the permadeath was probably one of my favorite features of the game, just because it kind of made us play safe and think about our moves, which I liked.
It made us play safe, and also like that you could switch around different characters, and each character has, you know, their pros and their cons, which I think are cool too. And you know, you don't have to recruit everybody, right? Like you don't have to recruit anyone that you see. You can just be like, you know what? No, you're not welcome here. Those are the really cool features that I liked from the first game, and excuse me, onto the second game. So again, a series that is not talked about much. And again, day one on Game Pass. So if you got Game Pass, you're getting this day one.
This year, next year, possibly 27 is 26 is the year to have Game Pass right now.
Yeah. After this whole presentation, it kind of was like, okay, Game Pass is worth it again, because there really wasn't much Game Pass. You know, there really wasn't much Xbox was doing, and it was almost like, why do I have an Xbox? But after this presentation, I started to feel a lot better about once again having an Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really use my Xbox anymore, so I use PC Game Pass, but I'm excited.
Another
We got a lot
game that
coming.
was announced. Yeah, another game that was announced that, you know, we've been talking about for years and we've been waiting for, and again, we didn't really hear much. Is Fable. We're finally getting a return to Fable. It looks good. The game, you know, the gameplay looked a lot of fun. The story looks good. So I'm happy to be returning to Albion. And this is actually being developed by the developers that do Forza Horizon, if anyone likes the Forza Horizon games. But it looks good, and we know it's 2025. We know that. So, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to back into Fable. It's been a series that, you know, after Fable 3, we got that shitty Connect one, right? Fable Journey. And then we got, you know, we were supposed to get that, you know, kind of that live service Fable game, Fable Legends,
You know, it's
that,
trash.
yeah, that people destroyed during the beta period. And yeah, then it was pretty
Uh,
much canned after that. So,
I remember playing that beta. Oh my goodness, what a shit
yeah,
show!
no. Yeah, no. It is, but I'm happy to see it. And the graphics look great. I mean, the graphics look absolutely insane. really, really good. So I'm ready. I'm ready for more Fable. Again, it's been a long time. I think 2000. Oh my gosh, when was the last Fable? Last Fable game came out 2010, maybe. Fable 3. That was like an RPG. Fable 2, hands down, definitely the best one in the series. Fable 2 was insane. I love that game. I beat it a few times. I went through a couple different playthroughs. I did a good playthrough. I did a bad playthrough. So I mean that game was worth it. A couple playthroughs, but I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this game, and I hope it
Yeah,
does. I hope it lives up to the hype.
I think I'm gonna end up replaying the Fable games just for fun. It's been a while. I mean, I don't really see the it's gonna be the same kind of gameplay. I don't see that happening. But Fable games are good to replay.
Well, the good news is we don't have to hear Peter Molyneux, who was always notorious, for coming up with these crazy lies about the Fable games that never came true when the games came out. So we'll see. I agree. Maybe I'll go back and play the second one again because I had a lot of fond memories of Fable 2. But we know that one is 2025. No, we don't know what month it's coming out, but we know 2025. There's been a lot of 2025s. Another 2025 is a prequel, right? We are in the times of prequels, requels, things like that, and one prequel of a series that surprisingly I have not played. Maybe I might at some point, and that's Doom. Doom the
Good
Dark
game.
Doom the Dark Ages. We are getting it's a prequel to Doom 2016, and puts players behind the visor of the mighty slayers. They battle demonic hordes in grounded, hard-hitting combat inside an epic cinematic tale of gods, kings, and monsters. So this is a series I've never played at all,
Never.
shockingly. No, yeah, and Doom would definitely be a game I would like. I'll probably dive into it. It's on Game Pass, but here we are. We get a Doom prequel, right? When you run out of kind of ideas for a sequel, screw it, right? Let's make a prequel. And here we are. We got Doom to Dark
I
Ages.
still have Doom 1, and Doom 1 was on a floppy disk.
That's a classic right there. Floppy disk, not Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. Those, yeah, Doom, the classic. But yeah, maybe I'll play Doom 2016. A lot of people
It was good,
seem
dude.
to
It was
really
good.
enjoy it,
That
and the
and
sequel as
Internals
well.
wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, it's a series I definitely am surprised that I didn't pick up and play. I think probably because every time Doom came out, there was always like a different game that would come out.
Yeah, they could be a little hard, but definitely worth it.
But I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. If I do play the series, I definitely will definitely check it out. Dark Watch, that's a classic. That's a old school classic right there. PS2, going all the way back. I like that. But looking forward, yeah, I'll definitely give the series a try. And if I like it, guess what? Day one Game Pass.
You know what else is day on Game Pass?
What's
And
that?
that is Indiana Jones.
Yes. The one thing I will say about Indiana Jones, and by the way, it, it kind of stinks they didn't get Harrison Ford to do the voice. That would have been absolutely amazing if they were able to get Harrison Ford the voice. Obviously Indiana Jones. I'm surprised they did a first-person view though. I wonder if at some point they'll come out maybe with a patch where it could be third person because we know what Bethesda games like Starfield, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, you could switch to third person. I know in a lot of their other games like Doom, some of their first person games, Wolfenstein, they stick to first person. So I was surprised. I thought this would have been a third person game, but nevertheless, I'm excited. Indiana Jones is one of my favorite movie trilogies. And I say trilogies because the last two do not count. I don't count those in the Indiana Jones trilogies. So I'm excited. I love Indiana Jones. Again, I wish they could have gotten Harrison Ford, but I'm ready, man. Day one Game Pass. I'm ready to play as Indy and hunt and get into some tombs.
The graphics are good. Gameplay looks good. Looks like a fun time. We don't have a release date, so not sure if it'll be next year or the year after. But
They did say, I think they did say it should be this year.
This year?
Yeah, I believe they
Really?
said it should be this year. Yeah. Yes, Indiana Jones when it launches later this year.
No way.
Yeah, listen, there's really not too much holiday stuff. So, here you go, right here, Indiana Jones. Nice little
I'm
holiday.
surprised because this showcase was not that long ago, and I'm not going to even drop a date yet. A month?
They just, that some studios don't want to drop a release date just yet. They want to make sure they get everything, ironed out and taken care of. Because again, we know we don't want games to come out unfinished anymore.
Well, that's even better this year. Excellent. So we'll be playing and running away from boulders soon, hopefully.
For anyone that's a Microsoft Flight Simulator fan, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 will also be launched this year as well. It takes off, they say. It takes off on November 19th, and it's also day one Game Pass. I am not a flight simulator player, so I don't know if you are, if you like to fly planes or anything like that, but yeah, that comes out this year as well, day one Game Pass.
I don't think I've ever played them, but they look incredible, though. The
Yeah, I mean,
amount of time and graphics they put into this and
yeah, and it's a,
designs.
it's a it's a fucking ridiculous install, right? The install is like insane. I might give it a try. I mean, again, like these are interesting games. Like looks like you're flying a United plane. I wonder if you could fly a Spirit plane, and if you do you like cancel flights because those planes are never ready to go? If you fly, for anyone here that's flown Spirit.
Apparently, they have over 15 million pilots that play that game, so kudos to them on that.
Yeah, right. They're flying in real life, and then they're like, "Fuck it, I'll simulate it as well." That's funny. But yeah, that's later this year as well. If anyone's looking to fly, and looks like do a little search and rescue, all that fun stuff. So we talked about Perfect Dark, Indiana Jones, Fable, some other State of Decay. So let's see what else. Oh yeah, I mean, I think we should talk about it at the end. You know what game I'm talking about, so I'm not really going to mention it right now. Let's look at some third-party games that they announced, which one of these is a series that I enjoyed. I think I'm going to play it off stream, and that is Life is Strange, Double Exposure. So if anyone's ever played the original Life is Strange game, Max Caulfield is back. She's much older than she was in the first game. So again, very good series. If you like the Telltale games, this is a really good point and click type of game. Tells a really good story, and I really the first game had a big mystery. There was a girl killed on campus. Her and her best friend are trying to figure it out. What's going on? There's also this big storm that's going to hit this small town. So it's a really good game.
I don't think I've actually played any of them. I know you've been telling me to play them, but I don't know. I haven't done them yet. But
Yeah,
it
no,
looks good though.
yeah, they came out with Life is Strange 1. Then they came out with a prequel, Before the Storm. Then part 2, which I believe involved two brothers, and then the third game involved a different character. The good news is they're all on PS5 Plus. So if you have PlayStation Plus, you have all 4 games at your disposal to play.
So you can just play them in any order.
So if you play them, you would play Before the Storm because that's the prequel. Then you would play Life is Strange, and then you would play 2, and then the third one, which I believe is True Colors. I think that one's called. But the original character from the first game, Max Caulfield, is back. That was one of the other announcements also. And then we got a little bit of Ass Creed, or as I'm kidding, Assassin's Creed. We know we got a new Assassin's Creed coming out. They showed us some gameplay. It launches November 15th, Assassin's Creed Shadows. You now get to play as a samurai. You get to play as 2 characters. So that should be very interesting. I haven't played the Assassin's Creed series in a while. I did not play the Viking one, and then I did not play this past one that just came out. I don't know if I will ever get back into the series. I think this is another series that just kind of overstayed its welcome for me with the yearly releases. But we'll see. I mean, it's a very interesting premise. Samurai seems to be a big thing right now because the show Shogun was huge. That's getting it wasn't even supposed to get more seasons, but it got so popular that it's going to get more seasons. So samurais are the thing right now. So that's what we're getting. But it's Assassin's Creed
Yeah,
Samurai Edition.
I played Valhalla, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I liked it, but I don't think I'm really sold on this one now. I don't know, something about it I don't like.
Yeah,
But
I mean, like I
graphics
said,
look good
it's
though.
just yeah, the graphics look good. It's just for me the series, the combat of course looks, Assassin's Creed style, how it's always been. The combat's always been good in Assassin's Creed. Never had an issue with it there, but again, it's just been a series that when it took a year off, good, finally take the year off, but we're back to yearly releases. So we got a new Assassin's Creed November 15th. It's not day one Game Pass, so that one you got to, or if you get the Ubisoft Plus, I believe you get it on Ubisoft Plus day
Okay.
one, which is another subscription service because that's what's pretty much what are these companies going for. Another game that I'm excited what they announced, and me and the community members have kind of talked about, and that's Dragon Age: The Veilguard. The name was a name change, so this is the new name, and it's good to see Dragon Age back. I liked Inquisition. The weird thing that kind of threw me off, though, is the graphics look a little cartoony compared to, Inquisition. But otherwise, I'm not going to complain. I'm happy we're getting a Dragon Age game. I hope it's a successful. Hope it's a successful Dragon Age game because if it is successful, then that means BioWare will feel good again, and then maybe we'll get Mass Effect. But overall, I liked it. It looks interesting.
I think a lot of people are waiting for Mass Effect.
Yeah, I mean Mass Effect, and then they're talking about the ending where Shepard seems like he survives is canon, so that's what people are excited about. And again, like this game, I hope it's good. I really enjoyed the other Dragon Age games. I've enjoyed the series overall, so I do hope that this series continues to be good because it's been a while since we had a Dragon Age game. Inquisition, I believe, came out all the way back in 2014, 2015. But this one is actually also set to launch in 2024. So that's surprising. And I hope it's finished because it's EA. And we know how EA is with their launch titles.
Yeah, and it could be a little sketchy over there, but looks good. I'll play it. For it's Game Pass, right? I'm pretty sure this one's Game Pass as well.
No. But
Yeah, yeah, no.
we do get a discount because
You get
it's
the discount. Yeah, you get the
yeah.
7 days. They give you the 7-day free trial.
Yeah, you get the
That's right.
trial and then you get a 10% off, I believe, right?
Yeah.
For having EA play. I can't forget to say this one, even though I don't play the series. And that's Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, the remaster. And I mean, listen, I'm not a huge Metal Gear fan. I know a lot of people loved Metal Gear Snake Eater. So yeah, I mean, there was a lot of hype for this game. It's too bad we couldn't hear a crowd. See, that's the thing that what I love about E3 presentations over these showcases is when they would do these presentations at E3, you would hear the crowd. You would hear like the roar of the crowd when a trailer would come on and everyone would go nuts. Like that's the main thing that's missing from these showcases is hearing the crowd, like the crowd noise and how excited they are. But
Fortunately,
uh,
kill that.
hopefully this brings Konami back to good graces with this game and Silent Hill 2. We're getting remasters and with the remakes and the remasters. So we're getting Metal Gear Snake Eater. We're getting Silent Hill 2. So do really hope that this could bring Konami back into good graces because Konami has not been in good graces with the community, since the whole Kojima nonsense, and they came out with this other Metal Gear game. I think it was called Rising that people thought stunk. So, we'll see. But otherwise, it looks good for those that enjoy Metal Gear.
Yeah, looks good. Never don't really play Metal Gear, but a game I am looking forward to that they finally showed a little bit more of is Stalker 2, which looks good. Have you played the first one?
I've never played the first one, but the second one does look really good as well.
Yeah, this one's been in the making for a while.
Yeah, this one's been announced for a long time also. It's been a while since this one was announced, and we got a couple different gameplay trailers and things like that. So it's good to see that this one. Did it get a release date? Let me see. I don't think so.
No, I don't think it got a release date. I think this game was kind of pushed forward and back, front, left, and right. Because this company is a Ukrainian company, so
yeah,
kind of makes sense why things are not moving as fast as they wanted to. But the game looks good, looks awesome. I'm super excited to play this. Graphics good. First one you should definitely try if you haven't. It's also a great game.
No, it's definitely a series that is, I think, kind of under the radar. That, again, just like with Doom, definitely something I should give a try. I'm really surprised you haven't brought this one up yet, and I'm going to bring it up, and that's the Diablo 4 expansion, Vessel of Hatred. I thought that'd be the first thing you'd bring up.
We gotta save the best stuff for the last, bro.
Yeah, but we have a game that we saved for last.
Bro, I'm so excited about this fucking expansion, man. We're getting more story. We're getting a new class, Spearborn class. I don't know what that entails yet. Hopefully we're gonna see a little bit more. But I'm super excited to see the new story, the dungeons, quests, everything, man. This is probably one of my hype games right now.
They did a really good job with that cinematic trailer, I would say, too. That cinematic trailer was really well done.
Blizzard with their cinematic trailers are always so freaking good.
And that poor guy at the end, too. He's freaking has this straight up dead. Like the friggin' trees like coming out of his mouth or whatever the hell. Like, poor guy was trying to ask the girl if she was okay. And then he dies because of that spirit or whatever the hell happened.
Yeah, it looks really good. I'm super excited. This drops
October
8th. It drops October 8th. Fortunately,
this is the first expansion,
yeah. Since it's an expansion, it's not going to be Game Pass. It's going to be paid one, which I don't imagine. Actually, it is pretty fucking expensive. I think it's like $40.
Yeah, I always thought that. I guess Xbox is like, all right, we'll pay. You guys pay day one Game Pass for the base game, but you know what? Season passes and DLC, you'll be paying much more.
yeah. You got to make that profit in other places too,
Yeah. All right. So, a couple other announcements that they announced. Again, I don't want to leave games out because I don't want the community to get mad. Fallout 76. There's another DLC as well, Skyline Valley. That's also it came out as of this podcast. We're a little late, but it came out on June 12th. Sea of Thieves gets a season 13 update as well, which arrives on July 25th.
Which I'm excited about because Brian and I have been playing a lot more Seas. It's been very fun, very good. We already destroyed the battle pass, and this game from when it started to now, huge improvements, more gameplay, everything around the board, 100% better.
And also for the Starfield fans, like the both of us here, we are getting our first major DLC for Starfield, which is in addition, it's called Shattered Space. So looking forward to that because I really enjoyed Starfield. So I'd be very happy to get into this DLC. They actually just dropped, they actually launched Creations and also the Trackers Alliance, which I completed. So it's new bounties and things that you can do. Creations are some things that you can upload into your Starfield, like your house or whatever things that you create. So that's available now, but Shattered Space is going to be the latest DLC, which is a new epic story. So first major expansion. I'm looking forward to it. I don't think it came out with a release date, but still,
No release date. But a lot of people that that we know hate on Starfield, but I gotta say this is one of my favorite games that came out that year, all this year. But it came out last year.
Starfield's a good time. I don't know what the hate was for it. I really enjoyed it. Again, it was good to get a new IP. Again, in the time where there's really not new IPs, it's all sequels, prequels, requels, remakes, remasters. So to get a new IP, especially from Bethesda, no complaints here. I thought it was fine. A quick hardware announcements that they announced was they announced a 1 terabyte Series S with a all digital Series X as well, and a 2 terabyte Series X special edition as well. Those are the three new hardware things that they announced. World of Warcraft fans, there's a new expansion as well. World of Warcraft: The War Within. That drops August 26th. That upcoming expansion. Am I missing anything? Yep, Elder Scrolls Online is still going strong. They're celebrating 10 years, with another era, it looks like. So they're coming out with something June 18th. Already came out. So for the ESO fans, and that's it as far as the
some
updates.
Really good updates, though, for ESO.
Yeah.
A lot of good updates for ESO.
They did. And the big announcement at the end of the showcase, which, you know what? I've never been more excited for a prequel ever in my entire life. And that is Gears of War, E-Day, Marcus Phoenix, and Dom Santiago are back. This is the first time. This is the first time that they are together. So, oh, man.
Bro, that trailer when it popped up, bro, I went fucking crazy because I was watching it, knew it was gonna be a Gears game. I'm like, shit, fucking finally. And then you see who it is. It's like, goddamn, let's go. This trailer is all around hype.
And this is the first time they're seeing these locusts. So that's, you're going to get a very first, because obviously in Gears 1, we already, Dom and Marcus have already been in the fire and things like that. So this is going to be really cool to kind of see their very first perspective on Emergence Day, as we heard so much about in the trilogy. But man, I agree. Gears of War 4 and 5, storyline-wise to me and character-wise, were a letdown. Originally, I was excited to be playing as JD Phoenix, but he doesn't live up to Marcus, man. The grit, the brotherhood that we got in the original trilogy between Marcus and Dom was just kind of really unmatched. And then we went to Gears 4, and JD is complaining and crying about being a part of this, being a part of this the entire time. Then we learn about, I can't remember the character's name in Gears 5, Kim or Kate. We learn about Kate, who would just really kind of just shoehorned into the series. That I didn't really care too much about that storyline. And then you have the ending that you kind of choose an outcome. But you know what? I'm happy to see this prequel again. Typically prequels, I'm just like, whatever. But this one, I'm super about.
We're getting something, man. We're getting something, and I'm okay with it because it looks fucking good.
And like I said before, man, Dom and Marcus are back. 14 years before Gears 1. So this is a real big this is a prequel. This actually is a legit prequel. 14 years before the first Gears of War. It's not this is 3 years before this. This is 2 years before that. This is a prequel. 14 years. And Dom and Marcus look young. Marcus doesn't even have his really full beard yet. And gray hair. I wonder if we're going to have Coltrane. They're going to have Cole in the with the other, what's his name, man? I wonder if they're going to have them in the game. But great way to end. And again, this is why I wish there was a crowd. This is why I wish they did this at E3, and we hear the crowd, man. That crowd would have went nuts.
Missed a good fucking days of crowds.
Baird. Thank you, guys. Baird. Coltrane and Baird. I wonder if they'll have that. But yeah, missed the crowd.
Yeah, but unfortunately, this game, I think there was some things saying that it's not going to be a 2025 title. It's probably going to be a 2026 title.
Well, then
But
that would
nothing
be
official
it,
though.
that would kind of make sense if they did 2026, because then that'll be 20 years since the first Gears came out.
And that was a stack showcase, probably one of the best showcases I've seen from Xbox in a while. And on top of that, there's more games than that. But it's just like, how long do we really have? So super excited. We'll just do some like, I think Avowed will just also show looks good. Age of Mythology also look good, but such a good showcase.
Yeah, no, like we said at the top, man. I mean, it's been a very long time since we have said like, yes, you know, this was a good showcase. The other Xbox showcases have been rather very, very mediocre. I won't even some of them I won't even say mediocre. Some I'll just say they were crap. Like they were
Some of them were fucking dog shit.
like dog shit, like not even good. But this one showed a lot. It showed what's coming out this year, next year, and then of course beyond. A lot of games are day one Game Pass as well, which is super insane, super awesome. Again, we're getting a lot of major DLC from Bethesda games, Starfield, Fallout, ESO. So that's good. Sea of Thieves is still going strong, as I just said there. Season 13. Diablo getting its first major expansion as well. There's a lot of stuff announced. A lot of stuff.
Which I would say
The
Diablo had a rocky start, 100%. But this season that passed, the one that just dropped recently, was probably one of the best seasons I've ever played of Diablo. I'll note that though, for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll just say this: the only negative is that there was no crowd. We couldn't hear the crowd. That's the only negative.
Yeah, I do miss the
And
crowd. I do miss the crowd.
yeah, the crowds again. You would hear like the reactions. You'd hear the clapping. Everyone going crazy. That was always, something very cool and very epic to see. Unfortunately, obviously, we don't get that anymore because E3 is dead. We knew it was going to be dead for a long time, so it's pretty much just the showcases now. I believe they do it in front of a live audience. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think they do, but they kind of mute the audience. You don't really
I
hear
thought it
them.
was just all pre-recorded.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know how they do it anymore. I'm just if they do it in front of a live audience, but I don't think it's in front of a lot of people. But I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's it, man. They ended it with a banger, for sure. They ended it with a big E Day was the banger.
it was a big difference.
But it's good to be back in the saddle. I feel like we never left.
Yeah. Well, when you talk about games, it makes things a little bit easier. Something
Yeah,
that we
no,
like to do.
yeah, no, we got to get back in the saddle. It's probably going to be a little quiet for games, but definitely, we also love to bring guests on the podcast. It's been a long time since we brought on guests. We like to interview our fellow Twitch streamers and YouTubers and things like that. So, be on the lookout. Dan and I are going to discuss, and we'll bring on, we'll bring in some people on. And if there's some major news, of course, we'll be dropping some episodes. And when games do come out, we'll have like some mini reviews here and things like that. So, looking forward to it.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Gamescom coming up in August, which Xbox will be there, Nintendo will be there, so we might see some stuff drop for that. And I think a Starfield Direct, or maybe it's a Stalker Direct, or something. Something else is coming up as well. So there is some news coming with games very soon. So hopefully we'll see some good announcements, and then we'll definitely be bringing that to the podcast as well.
Yeah, but again, for our recorded audience that's going to listen on iTunes, Spotify, if you want to follow us over here on Twitch and watch the live show where we show trailers and interact with chat as well, in our mom's basement, twitch.com, well, actually twitch.tv/ in our mom's basement. And for our Twitch audience here, those are our socials right there. You can listen to this podcast on pretty much all podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple, Google, if you have an Android, and all that other fun stuff.
Yep, you got that. Beautiful. I guess nothing else to do other than say thank you guys for joining.
And I sent you you could edit this out. I sent you a raid target.
Send me a raid target. All right. Where'd you send it to me?
On Discord.
On Discord. All right, bear with me, guys. I forgot how to do raids.
It's all new now. It's actually a lot easier.
How do you do it?
You go to your stream manager, and it should have like a little like where it says raid channel.
On my dashboard?
Yeah, and your stream manager on your dashboard. Yeah.
Stream manager. Okay, guys. Same site. We're gonna drop a raid on someone. If I can find. Oh, right here. Okay. What's the full channel name?
Oh, you don't even have to do that anymore. You can just type in like the first couple letters that it should pop up.
Yeah, it didn't pop up. Well, not the one I'm looking for, at least.
Oh, here, I'll send you the link in Discord. Or I'll just send you the name, actually, because you don't even need the link. Hold on.
So we're gonna drop some love on one of our favorite people. Always, it's nice to see you stop by, say hello. Oh, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Love you. Have a beautiful
Thank you
night.
all. Stay tuned for the next episode in our Discord as well. If you are not following the Discord, let me just drop it really quickly. And just kind of keep in touch. And when the audio portion of this episode comes out as well, we'll be putting the audio portion in the Discord as well. And then we'll be announcing when the next episode is and fun things like that. But thank you, everyone here that joined us here on Twitch. You guys are absolutely amazing. I just want to let you know, if you're typing in chat for our live audience here, we acknowledge it, but we just type it rather than speak it. So we're not ignoring you. I just want to let you guys know we're not ignoring you at all. We respond through chat. So we kind of just, stay on topic a little bit. But of course, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, we definitely will answer it as well during the podcast. But, stay tuned. Dan and I are going to talk about future episodes, what we'd like to do. And look forward to seeing you all soon.